What's going on, guys? Coach Kiki.
And Coach Beckyn back for another episode of Champagne Gains.
Today we're talking about all the gains.
Yes, all the gains, not very much champagne.
Yes, unfortunately not.
I'm still pretty butthurt about my champagne bottle not popping when I bought it specifically to pop.
That's
For
very
my photo shoot.
frustrating. It should come with like a
Return
ref.
that. Can I return this?
Yeah, like, can I get a refund? This didn't work.
Yes, I need it. Um, but yeah,
It's
all
been a long time since I've had champagne.
not me. Yeah, but when is the last time? Dude, I'm just like feeling some type of way about it being like almost a year since we have been separated.
I know. I know. I'm like freaking out.
Yeah. I um well, like this morning I looked in my closet and I was like, oh, it's almost time to break out, like get my Carhartt jacket out. And then I was like, I bought this the last day I was in Ohio. And it's just sad. Like it's sad to think about it,
That's so sad.
right?
Yeah, it's been so weird, like thinking about this past year. I'm like, A, where has it been? And I feel like I haven't really done a lot, but like I've done a lot. I've done more travel this year than I think ever.
Yeah, you have. This year has been wild. Like we're both just like honestly, I feel like we're both like running on fumes.
Yeah.
I mean,
I literally had no idea what to do on Saturday because it was four shows back to back. And so like on Saturday I checked in with Ben and then I was like, okay, now what?
on Saturday, I let myself just like relax. Like I got up and I did a mobility session and then I was gonna go like sit in the sauna, but I was like, no, you are I'm gonna go lay on my couch and watch TV. Like I used to do, like I would go train in the morning and then come home. And I'm talking like this is when I was married, used to do this. So it's been a hot minute. Like come home and just like lay on the like I drank coffee and then I laid on the couch and watched TV and then I took a little nap and then I woke up and went to Costco and shit. But I just like let myself not work because usually I'd sit down and like grab my computer and do some shit on the couch. And it was great. It was glorious, actually.
Yeah, I definitely tried this weekend to not like, I've been so good about that. Is just like keeping my laptop here and then like when I'm done with work, like I shut the door
Hmm.
and don't even go back to it
Yeah.
like over the weekend, which I know I still probably needed to catch up on some things from being gone with travel, but I'm like, nope, I can do that this week. Like in the work week. I need to give myself this weekend to not do anything. But then I was like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't usually like watch TV, like, but I got hooked onto this Lord of the Rings series. And like that's the first time I've paid attention to TV in like 2 years, probably. Otherwise, if I'm like watching something, I'm usually on my phone or watching
Yeah.
TikToks or whatever, but I was like sucked in. But I was also like talking to my sister on Sunday and I left her house and she's like, do you have the Sunday scaries? And I was like, a little bit, I guess, which is ridiculous because I work for myself, like, but I put so much pressure like on myself. And if I'm not prepared for the week, then yeah, I'm gonna have Sunday scaries.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so weird.
You think that working for yourself is glorious, but it's really like sometimes I wish that I could just like have a job that I can leave there and
Hmm.
not think about it. But like I always have these like ideas running through my head, like how can I be better? Like what's the next project? but I also like would never be able to work for someone else. So
Yeah. Yeah. I
there's
know it's such a weird balance. And you know, I'm going to be getting into like different stuff too. So it's just like, it's never going to end.
never, never. And it's like finding that like harmony of taking care of yourself and also taking like becoming successful. I was also listening to a podcast this morning. Well, I was listening to Mind Pump, and there was like there's some like I didn't even hear about it, but like some traditional wife thing going on. Like people are talking about like people dressing up. I don't know the story at all, but they were talking about traditional wives and like they stay home, take care of the kids, like do all the cooking and stuff. And I was like, and then how also like the boss bitch thing is like glorified as well, and like what brings people fulfillment, and like having kids and being a wife is like fulfilling, and like, and I was just like, I'm fucking sick of taking care of myself. I'm not like I 1000% always want to make my own money, but it's like, goddamn, can I like at least like have a man in the home?
Yeah. Yeah. I
And
know.
then
I think that's where I've been like this past weekend. I was like, I just kind of want to like, I don't want to sit here by myself. I want to sit here doing nothing with someone else beside me.
that's exactly, yeah. Like when I'm like watching TV, I'm like, it'd be cool because I love like physical touch. So I like am missing that in a major way in my life. But I
Yeah.
also like I'm not gonna settle for I'm not gonna go like try to find that with some random because I don't
No,
uh
no.
there's this fucking yeah, I was texting you about this fucking guy that's following me around my gym. I'm like, can I be stalked by someone attractive, please?
Yeah. Yeah. That would have been great if it would have been someone, who could have been a potential person.
But I mean, probably wouldn't be following me around if it was someone that I wanted to have anything to do with.
True. True. Goodness gracious.
But speaking of being followed around in the gym, well, I was gonna like because I burned like that was the first time I've ever burned like 700 something cows supposedly. But I was like between like the lack of air conditioning in my gym and being chased around by some random guy that's burning that many calories checks out.
Yeah, your anxiety is probably just like
Yeah.
running rampant.
This I don't even know what to do in that situation. Like, cause he hasn't said anything or like been like creepy in that way to me. So it's like I can't just be like, why are you following me around?
Yeah, yeah. Well, and like I told you, like I would have told him something, and you're like, well, he'd probably just go like
I
cut
know.
himself.
I mean, it's so bad to say, but like you can tell when someone is like, you know,
Yeah,
not,
yeah, not
I don't know,
there.
you can't tell when someone's gonna go off themselves.
Right,
Like, that's
right.
not what I'm saying. I don't want this to get taken out of context, but like the guy looked sad, okay? He looks like he probably doesn't have many friends. Probably
Yeah.
just is obviously not talking to people.
You
I
know what? Just let him look at you. You
don't.
know, give your civil duty.
Yes, here I am in all my glory, sweating my ass off. I probably smell grunting. I set the fucking hip thrust up on Saturday, and then I realized I didn't have my pad
God,
with me, and I was like, I just like out loud. I mean, I couldn't hear myself with that music. I was like, fuck. Like,
yeah. Dude, that sucks.
but I did go. I went up to someone. I saw a girl with one, and she was just stretching. So I was like, "Can I borrow that?"
That's good. Good job,
No,
Beckon.
I know. I was proud of myself.
Oh my God, I'm so proud because I don't know if I would have done that.
I know. I was like, I don't know if it's like it's not gross. So I'm not like sweating like a hog or anything. So yes, I'm gonna
Yeah.
ask. It was a cow pattern. It reminded me of Brie.
Oh, Well, that's good. And you still got your hip thrusts done, which
Yes.
I will forever continue to hate until I have that standing hip thrust machine in my life every day.
Yeah, that was the last thing I did that day. Which I almost like talk myself out of it every time, but did it. And then, but they got a standing leg curl machine like they had at Max Fit. And
Oh, oh, I
yeah,
miss that machine.
yeah. And then they posted yesterday, they're like new equipment. And I was like, is it a standing hip thrust? I was like, dude, that's not new. That's been there. Like, it was just,
Yeah,
I want that so bad.
it's so good. Like I'm so excited to like train at Metroflex again
Yeah,
and again. Like I just want that machine.
dude, I can, that's like, wait, did you see Brett Contreras's? He like posted a video the other day of like some machine that he like was testing out. I don't know if he made it or whatever, but okay, so like it looked like a reverse hyperextension machine. Like you're laying on that pad, like the big
Mhm.
pad. So he's like laying on it on his back, and then your legs are like, so like if these are your legs, this is your back. Your legs are like here, but there's like a bar over them. So you like press your legs down. It was the weirdest machine ever. It looks like you're giving, it was like worse than the baby birthing like adductor. Like it looked worse than that. Like you're literally like spread like someone's gonna eat your ass.
Oh my God.
Like,
Some things, let's just stick to like the traditional
ah,
exercises and
yeah,
machines, please.
yeah. It was supposed, apparently people were like, he like tested it, they said it hurt their back, like it hurt their back.
Yeah. That's
And
just like a weird
yeah, I'll
thing.
send it to you. But yeah, it was like I was like, I would never feel comfortable using that. It was like worse than a lying like curl like machine in terms
Yeah.
of like we don't want people to look at us from the back doing them.
No, no. Interesting.
Yes, very.
Ain't about it. But what have you been doing with your training you're in your improvement season now?
Yeah, so I started a program called MAPS Symmetry. So it's basically correcting muscle. It's supposed to correct muscle imbalances. And it's like bilateral movements. Well, the first 2 weeks were very interesting because it was like TRX stuff, and I was like I didn't know what was in the program. Like I heard them talk about it, but I didn't know what was involved until I bought it. And I saw the first 2 weeks, I was like very tempted to skip it. But it's like, okay, no, this is like in here for a reason. It's a lot different than what you're used to, but you're gonna try it. So I tried it, and I could honestly, within those first 2 weeks, so I did that 6 times. And then every other day is a mobility session, which is also like you're tempted to skip it, but I was,
Yeah.
no, you're gonna treat this like it's your job. This is what you need to do for your body. And so I've been doing that, and the engagement that I feel specifically in my lats now is insane after doing that. Like I can
That's awesome.
feel it. It's like wild. And then I have another client that I'm having her test it, and she said the same. I don't know if she's saying it just because I have like talked about it, but I'm hoping not. Because it is hard. It's, I've been training for 4 years, and like it's hard to like know where things are supposed to connect. But once you like realize it, and then like the game changes. Like there's a
Mhm.
difference between training and then being intentional with your training and actually feeling it where you're supposed to be feeling it and making sure the right muscles are firing. And that's another thing, like training with Ben
Yep.
before St. Louis, or no, maybe it was Charleston. I don't know. Caitlin was there.
St. Louis. It was St.
St.
Louis.
Louis, like the pull down thing, like feeling that where you're supposed to feel it. And then one time when he called me when I was in the gym, and I was doing lat pull downs like this way, he's like, no, no, okay, face the machine, like put your like same leg that you're using up, like that's the leg that's up, and then you're gonna pull down, like feel your lat over here and like feel it pull down. I was like, holy shit, like it makes a huge difference when you can feel your lats firing for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I've
Um,
been training since like 2014 and I'm very much a trainer. Like
mhm,
that's my like bread and butter. That's what I started with. That's what I did with that other team before
yeah,
I became a full coach. And it is wild how much you can still learn about your body doing different things or learning from more experienced people. Like training with Ben, we did like a quick shoulder session in Mexico. And I have shoulders and I know how to train shoulders. I didn't know how to train shoulders when I was with him because it was just different cues and way like um things that he was talking about and adjustments that we made. I was like, oh my God, this is amazing.
yeah,
And it's really cool to, find these different, programs. It's almost like experimenting with yourself and seeing, what works for you. And then you can translate that to like your clients as well.
mhm,
And that's like create like a custom plan for them that maybe includes some of the symmetry stuff, some of the traditional body building. You did some like more powerlifting type, training like in your last improvement
mhm.
season to really put on the mass. So it's really cool to like test it on
Yes,
yourself and then
yeah,
test. I don't do this like everyone has a custom training program, but I like writing a training for like two individuals that are pretty similar and then seeing how their body responds.
mhm,
Uh, and granted, this would be a better experiment if everyone knows how to train,
right.
which is not the case.
It's hard, like to, that's the sucky part about being an online coach. Like I would love to be there. And like seriously, if you're very new to strength training, I would suggest buying a few personal training sessions with an in-person trainer that knows what they're doing so
Mhm.
that you can learn how to like cue things at like what your body, like where you're supposed to be feeling it, how to set it up, all of that. I just got a new client that she had done a class like that when she joined a gym and they had like a 6 week class, like how to strength train. I mean, everybody
Oh,
can do that.
yeah, that's how I like the very first gym that I joined with the new member, you got like 4 free personal training
Yeah.
sessions. And that was a game changer
Mhm.
just because I didn't know anything at that point. So we were doing very bare minimum stuff. Um, and it just kind of gives you that initial like learning. And then again, like as you become more comfortable with training and progress in whether that's bodybuilding or lifestyle, it's still good sometimes to get a in-person trainer to you know
Push.
push you through a workout and learn different things. Like when I was working with Earl at MaxFit, that was awesome
Yeah.
because some things, and then I was more aware of my body so I was able to give him better feedback on
Mhm.
where I was feeling it or what I was struggling with. And then he was able to adapt, our future sessions.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember witnessing those. I remember the one where he was like yelling at you, and me and Daddy were across the gym, and everybody was like pushing themselves harder because of Earl yelling at you.
I miss having him in the gym, even when I wasn't training with him, when he would be like pushing his clients. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, well, I'm gonna go harder because like you have that like thing in your ear.
Yeah. Yeah, there's nobody like that at Crunch Fitness here in Maple Grove, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I also
I mean,
get to, Danny, my client, is coming here for a wedding in, not this weekend, but the next weekend. So we're gonna train on Saturday morning. So I get to train her and like see her in person.
that,
Finally,
that'll be so good for her.
yeah, yeah, I'm
I mean,
excited.
that's so good for everyone. Like, I mean, when I train with other people, I normally do my training separately. And then if they still want me to like work out with them, I will. But like I love being able to train with people in person and just seeing how their body works.
Mhm.
Like I'm gonna be going out to Vegas for the Olympia. I'm gonna stay with Alexa and she's going through Kiki's boot camp
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah, that'll be awesome for her. Oh my
But
gosh.
it is, but and it's like it is hard being an online coach because like I'll have my girls send me training footage and I can give them feedback, but it's so different. Like not be like I want to be able to touch you and
Yeah,
like touch your rear delt or touch your upper
exactly.
glute to make sure when you're doing, say, like even like a dumbbell stiff like deadlift that you're pulling up with that upper glute.
Hmm.
Um, and like it helps them get that mind muscle connection more
Yeah,
as opposed to, yeah, I can like critique your form, but at it's
I
still,
don't know where you're feeling it.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's a game changer for sure. That's why I can't like, I would never want, like Danny, I know all my clients, like I would feel comfortable like touching them. But like if I was just like a personal trainer in a gym, I'd be like, I need to like touch your glutes. Like I'm very I'm a hands-on trainer.
Okay.
This is why I just train women.
Yes, yes. Yeah, I mean, training is so important for, everyone says that like abs are made in the kitchen, but you have to build your physique first and foremost in the gym. And it comes down to training hard, training intentionally, making sure you're executing the movements properly, feeling it where you're supposed to feel it, not being a little weak ass bitch with pussy weights.
Yeah,
But you also don't want to, be an ego lifter either. So
that
it's really, there's so much like mental
it's it's
understanding that has to go into it.
yeah, that I mean mental and like physical as well. Like there's so much to learn. Like we're
Mhm.
constantly learning from it. That's why I like to like try these different things and listen to Mind Pump because they're always talking about like different, like they're always giving me ideas and I'm learning so much from them, different like ways to like cue exercises and everything. And um I guess getting back to my program that I'm doing.
Yes.
So that was the first 2 weeks, and then the next 3 weeks where we started, it was like 10 reps of bilateral stuff. It's either like alternating or single arm stuff. And then well, I am curious uh because there's not a lot of leg move. There's like two like leg exercises, and then the rest are upper body. So that's interesting to me because I know they know what they're doing, but I just want to know the science behind like why there's not as much leg stuff because everything is connected. Like I have like my left shoulder is smaller and my right hamstring is fucked. So it's like I know that's connected.
Connected. Yeah.
It's like so having just two leg exercises is interesting, but I'm also doing something I shouldn't be doing. And if I'm following the program to a T and adding in my glute day, and glute touch-ups, but we need those. So that's the next 3 weeks. I thought it was only 6 weeks, and then I looked at it and I was like, this is 12 weeks. I just realized that like on Monday. Because I thought the next phase was like 1 week long, which is 5x5s, but no, then it moves to 8 reps and then it moves to 5x5. So the next 3 weeks are 8 reps, the next weeks are 5 by 5. So I haven't like looked at it that much, but yeah, I mean, even moving on to phase two, I'm still feeling like the connection, like the insane lat connection. I'm
Yeah.
gonna be like a Dorito by then. So
You're
I
gonna move up the figure.
I'm adding in another mood day.
Good,
Because I
yeah.
have so
And
much
it's like
fun.
it's
Sorry.
smart because you know that you still need glutes. So it's like just because you have this program that you bought, like you can tailor
Tailor
it
it
to
to
what you
myself.
need. Yeah. And now for everyone listening, like our clients, y'all don't tailor your own training.
Mm-mm.
We write it very specific to what you need.
Yes, 1000%. Yeah, that's a, no, I'm not gonna get into that.
I think one thing I wanted to touch on with training is, the idea that people want to have different training,
Mhm.
um,
That's what I'm
and
gonna imagine.
to switch things up or whatever because they're bored or they want new exercises. Y'all, the training program that I've been on with Ben, I've been on it since I started working with him a year ago.
Yeah,
The same training. Now we'll adjust a little bit. Like he sent me like another glute day to swap out because we were focusing more so on the upper glute, but it's been the same thing.
yeah,
And, you know, yeah, you can be like, oh, I'm bored about this. Or you can go in to the gym and know that like it's your job to execute that program to the best of your ability. And so like maybe just switch up your lat pull down bar
yeah.
or I mean that's literally it. Or like instead of like walking lunges, one day I'll swap it out for reverse lunges. But
Mhm.
it's like very minimal things. And it's kind of nice for me because I focus on my girls' trainings and a bunch of different stuff for to make their program so customized that I don't want to have to worry about me testing different things or doing all these different things for myself when I know Ben it has exactly what I need to be doing because I'm trying to get to the Olympia someday. So
Right.
it's like I'm gonna just do this and it really doesn't matter at this point. Like yes, training should be fun and you should enjoy it, but there comes a point where you have to get the job done.
I don't like, I love doing the same shit. It has been a giant fucking pain in my ass to have to watch these workout videos and figure out what I'm supposed to be doing and how I'm supposed to be setting things up. So I like it going into the gym, knowing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing because I've been doing it for so long. And I'm like
Hmm.
still tracking your reps, tracking your weights and everything. Like, don't just go in there and just because you know what you're doing, just like phone it in and go through the motions. Like you should still be trying to improve in some way or another. Like that was another thing, like on Mind Pump, he was like, I would rather have people like if it says 2 set or 3 sets of 10, but you can only get 8 reps because you're using a heavier weight, like I would much prefer that. Like that's great. So there's always a way to make it harder. Or someone the other day was like, hey, I maxed out like this machine. I was like, all right, well then get really intentional with it. Like you should already be being intentional with it, but like, okay, well, I'm not gonna change it. Like I just want you to like think about like the muscle, go through the motion incredibly slowly, like change the tempo.
Hmm. That's
Oh,
how it is like on the hip abduction machine. Like I can't go any heavier. So I have to find certain ways to still get a better or a different, better stimulus each and every time. And whether that's, you know, switching up my torso position or adding the band to, create that better mind muscle connection, or doing like the reps and then a drop set or something like that to just continue to push yourself further than you were the week before.
yeah, yeah, don't get on the hip machine, the hip abduction backwards.
No, no, don't do
I kind
stupid
of,
shit.
I saw that in the gym one day and I was like, what is happening here?
Please don't do stupid shit.
Yeah, see, like that's another thing. Don't just like look at TikTokers or whatever, or some shit you see on Instagram and like think that that is like how people got to where they are. Like if you see someone that looks like Kiki or I and they're doing something random on Instagram, that's probably not how they got that body.
Hmm. Yeah. I mean, I hate posting like training videos because like I don't do anything exciting. It's literally like
It's not exciting.
it's normal shit.
Yes.
I'm not like putting one hand up in the air and like crossing over my
Shake
leg.
weight lady.
What?
Remember shake weight lady?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we don't like to look like we're doing like an 80s dance video in the gym. We do
No.
normal shit because normal shit with being intentional about it works.
Yeah. I do like doing the same training too because like you said, you don't have to think about it. I can go in there like today I have back. I have my back day memorized.
Mhm.
So I can just go in there, put on a good playlist, and then just like fucking train.
Yeah.
And it's so much fun. I don't have to, when I was with other coaching teams in the past, and we would have different trainings like every month or so. It's like, all right, well, once you get used to those movements, oh, here's a different thing. And it's like, then I have to make sure I'm doing it right with the proper like rep scheme that they wanted me to do. And it's like, now I know exactly what I'm doing. And I can just go in there and like tune out everybody and just
That's the
like
best.
push some heavy ass weight.
Yeah. I love when you can just when you get into the groove with a good playlist and you enjoy it. Like that's what I needed on Saturday. Like I had so much fun in the gym, even though like it's not the greatest gym in the world. I don't have any friends in there like yet. It's like, well, I mean, I can just focus on myself in that scenario. I saw a TikTok the other day that was like me fucking around in the gym for 2 hours. It was like Michael Scott dancing.
Yep. Yep.
That used to be us for sure.
Yeah, that was literally me yesterday. I was just vibing.
It's a good place to vibe.
Yeah.
There's worse places to vibe than the gym.
Yes. Yeah. But I think just like going into having good communication with your coach about your training is good. Tell them what you're feeling, how like certain exercises that may work best for you so they can better tailor your training.
Mhm.
And don't be afraid to record yourself and see what you're doing because it may like sometimes I do that still. Like I'll do an exercise and then I'll record it and then I'll watch it and be like, oh wait, that's not what I like really wanted to be doing. So it's good to get feedback from yourself, feedback from your coach, and just don't be a weak ass fucking bitch.
Don't be a weak ass bitch. I'm
Yeah.
making stickers. I'm trying to make stickers that say that right now and eventually like on clothing. But I can't like decide on how I like what I want the design to be. So, but yeah,
That's exciting. That's super exciting.
I know. I need to like trademark that. Was trademarking Let's Fucking Grow expensive or hard?
I don't think so.
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't I didn't do it. Like
I, I after I started asking that, I was like, she might not know.
that was not a Kiki task.
Oh God. But yeah, weak ass bitch. Don't be a weak ass bitch. Stickers are coming. And don't be a weak ass bitch in your training. Um, And then also one last thing, like obviously, if different athletes, different people require different things, everything that we do is fully customized, but you also have to realize like and be realistic about what works for you. And
Mhm.
ask yourself, like, okay, well, does it really not work for me, or am I being a weak ass bitch? But if you really only have like 2 to 3 days a week to train, like that's a good place to start. Also, if you are just starting out, like you don't have to start trying to do the world at once. Like you're
No.
like that's going to lead you to fail. So don't think that starting out with like 10 to 15 minute workouts is not worth it. Like anything is worth it. We want you to build muscle. Like building muscle is the stimulus that you need to boost your metabolism so that you can like have an easier time losing weight and getting the body you want.
Yeah. And just being super hot.
Yeah. Who doesn't want that?
It's literally all, it's all about aesthetics for me.
Oh yeah. I mean, but like even if you don't go into it with like the aesthetical, it turns like you still get that. So
Yeah.
win-win.
Yeah. I love
But
it.
if you have any questions about training or anything at all, or anything you want us to talk about, you can find me on Instagram at Beckyn_IFBB Pro. So
I still can't get over that. It's gonna be next year and I'm still gonna be like, oh my God, I love that. You can find me on Instagram at Kickers Laugh IFBB Pro.
give us a 5-star rating and review. Let us know what you think. And we will see you next time.
Cheers.
What's up, guys? Coach Kiki here. I just wanted to thank you for listening to this episode of Champagne Gains. If you loved this episode, please make sure you do all of the things like, subscribe, give us a 5-star rating and review, and share with your champagne bestie. Champagne Gains is also brought to you by Coach Kiki LFG Gym Gear. Unlock the full power of your workouts with Coach Kiki's Let's Fucking Grow hip bands, long resistance bands, cable ankle straps, and hip thrust pads. For all of your sprinkle booty gains, check out CoachKikiLFG.com. Thanks, guys. Cheers.